How's it going, my peeps? This is the prediction game video for the Battle Royale, the pre-show Battle Royale for the Night of Champions pay-per-view. This is my simulation, my prediction for the actual Battle Royale match that's going to take place. Now, this is a 6-man Battle Royale that I put together in WWE 12. So I just put together some guys that I think might be in the actual match. You know, this is not a confirmation on who's going to be in the match or who's going to win the match or anything like that. But this is a general idea of, you know, superstars I think are going to participate in the matchup. I'm playing as Brodus Clay here just because I think he's going to win the Battle Royale if he's actually in the match. And this actually is the first Battle Royale on the pre-show. The first ever Battle Royale on a pre-show event / pay-per-view. I know at Over the Limit, and I'm talking about, you know, just pre-shows, not dark matches or anything like that, just, you know, pre-shows since they started them at Extreme Rules. I know at Over the Limit, you know, this year they had a Battle Royale to determine the #1 contender, the guy that's going to face either the IC champion or the US champion that same night. But that wasn't on the pre-show. That was the first match on the card, on the televised show, but not on YouTube in their pre-show. Christian would move on to, well, would win that Battle Royale and move on to face the IC champion, Cody Rhodes at that time and win the title. So, you know, people who've won the Battle Royale to move on to challenge for the secondary championship have won the championship, have won the title. But this time, I think it's going to be different, especially because it is on the pre-show. So I'm thinking whoever wins, in this case, whoever wins the Battle Royale, is not going to move on to, it isn't going to win the championship that very night. I could be wrong though, but that's what I think. So, as far as who I see winning this, well, there's a couple of guys I can see winning this match. I could see Tyson Kidd winning this match. I could see Santino Marella win this match. I could see Zack Ryder winning this match. And like I said, my top pick has to be Big Brodus Clay to win this. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as guys who I actually think could win this. At some point I was thinking maybe it's going to be a returning superstar, maybe somebody like Evan Bourne or something like that. But if somebody returns and wins a Battle Royale, you know, usually you'd give him the championship or have him win the actual title match since, you know, it's their big return. So them losing the championship would be a pretty disappointing return and unsuccessful return. So I don't think it's going to be anybody returning or any major, I guess, major star or something like that. Now, you know, I gave you guys who I think could win this, so I'll go over the reasons why I could see them winning this. So, first off, Tyson Kidd. Ever since Money in the Bank, he's been featured a little bit more on Raw. He's still not on every single episode of Raw and SmackDown, but you can notice that, you know, he's been on more Raw SmackDowns than before Money in the Bank, before he qualified for that matchup. So there's been a tiny bit of focus on Tyson Kidd. Not much. He's been losing most of the matches he's in, but he started to show up on TV, and just recently he was on Raw. Facing Del Rio in a match. And then on SmackDown, you had Tyson Kidd confront Antonio Cesaro. So that could be an indication that Tyson Kidd could win the Battle Royale this Sunday. And keep in mind, you know, like I said, I don't think it's going to be any returning star or anything like that. So it has to be somebody that really doesn't lose that much by losing, you know. So I think Tyson Kidd is that perfect candidate. Well, you know, a pretty good candidate for that. I'm sure he'd have a pretty good match with Antonio Cesaro and put him over and make him look good. So that's it for Tyson Kidd's reasons. And then you've got Santino Marella. Well, Santino Marella, he was a former United States champion. Antonio Cesaro beat Santino Marella to become the United States champion. Santino only got one rematch after losing his championship, and most people who lose their championships get 2 rematches. So maybe that second rematch is going to take place at Night of Champions, and instead of just declaring Santino, you know, the #1 contender or giving him automatically a second rematch, they will have him win the Battle Royale, just like he won that Battle Royale to qualify for the Elimination Chamber match and challenge for Antonio Cesaro that way. But I don't think so. You know, I think if they wanted Santino to face Antonio once again for the United States Championship in the rematch, they would have just given Santino that rematch, or have him get the better of Antonio for a couple of weeks in tag team matches and stuff like that, and then he would, you know, be declared the #1 contender for Antonio Cesaro's championship once again. And when you look at the history of, I guess, Santino and Antonio Cesaro, every single match they've had, Antonio has won that match. Antonio beat Santino Marella in every single match they faced off. Even before he won the championship off him, he beat him, you know, 2 separate times on SmackDown in one-on-one non-title matches. And then it came time for their title match, which Antonio Cesaro did win that too. And then they had the rematch, which Antonio also won. So I don't see Santino having any chance at beating Antonio Cesaro one-on-one anytime soon. And you've also got Zack Ryder. You know, he's over with the crowd, no doubt about that. And he started to, you know, gain a couple victories there on Raw and stuff like that against Heath Slater. So, you know, he's picking up a little bit of momentum, so maybe he's on his way to win back the United States Championship. The thing is, I don't think it's his time to win back the United States Championship right now. I think if he is going to win back the United States Championship at some point, I don't think it's right now. I think it's maybe further down the line. And besides, he has like this mini feud with Heath Slater right now, so they might eliminate each other in the Battle Royale or something like that. And then you've got Brodus. I just think he's going to win this. You know, he was involved in the segment with Antonio Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, and himself on SmackDown. And really, out of all the guys I listed, he's the only one who hasn't faced Antonio Cesaro. Antonio has been Zack Ryder, he's been Tyson Kidd, he's been Santino, but he hasn't beaten or faced Brodus Clay. So Brodus is my pick. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and with that said, I'm out. See you guys.